All right, and good evening to you as we come to you with the Central Florida Blitz for week number 10. Hard to believe we're already at 10 weeks in to the season, and we'll get the extra week this year with week 12 in about 2 weeks, but week 10 this week. We're going to recap week 9 here and go over some of the things that are happening here and with some of the headlines that we have seen here over the last week here. And a lot going on in Central Florida. Some teams continuing their winning ways and some teams making late season surges to potentially make and create some havoc on the playoff race as we get closer and closer to the postseason. And good evening to y'all. If Joshua Wilson here, FloridaHSFootball.com. If you're not following us on social media, which hopefully you already are, you can follow us at FloridaHSFootball, X/Twitter. That is at FLIHSFootball. And as we get ready to go into it here, it is time for the Blitz Lines. Yes, good evening to you. You got a question, got a comment, got anything you want to share? Just hit the comment box and wherever you're watching us at. That'd be on Facebook, YouTube, or X/Twitter. You can leave us a comment, leave us a question, whatever you may wish, and we will get to it as we roll through the Blitz Lines here. And starting with Coco. Coco sitting there at the number 3 team right now in Class 2A Region 2, and they blow out the Villages 54-0 and that game on the road. Coco had a 2-touchdown lead towards the end of the first quarter, and then by the side in the second quarter was all said and done and over with. Coco had 27 more points on the board, and Brady Hart 3 touchdowns in just that second quarter alone, and Coco rolls to that 54-0 victory at the Villages. And Coco on their way towards a district championship. They will play Astronaut this week for that district title in District 2A6. Am I right there? Yeah, District 2A6. Yes, Coco and Astronaut up for the district title this week between those two schools. Yep, and with Coco winning that game, we go on down I-95 over to Palm Coast. We're Flagler Palm Coast at 6-1 now on the season, and the Bulldogs with seeing Hayden Hayes had threw 5 touchdown passes, and you got to give it up to what Daniel Fish is doing there for the Bulldogs. 6-1 on the season. District 7A2, very, very competitive, very, very interesting what is going to happen with that district. And we're going to talk about both big games this week that are in that district, because a lot could happen depending on the results of the game, the 2 games this week in that district. Somebody could be having some hardware, somebody might not have hardware. So it depends, or somebody might not be in the playoff race. We'll find out a little bit more here as we talk about it here on the show here. And as we go through the thing about Flagler Palm Coast, 35-24 victors over the Yulee Hornets. And I got to give it up to what Daniel Fish is doing there at Flagler Palm Coast here during the 2024 season. Again, if you got a question, got a comment, just hit us up in the comment box and social media chat here. No, Reno, he is showing up here. He said, let's go Central Florida live on the set from Netflix series, The 4 Seasons. Oh, yes. Well, that is very interesting. Ooh. Are you being an extra or something, Reno? Is that what it is? Well, I'm glad you're here, Reno. Let's stir up the comments. Hey, where's everybody at? You got your comments, got your questions. Hit the comment box wherever you're watching us at. We'll gladly appreciate it, taking your questions and comments here as we roll along. Oh, those Terriers bark by Merritt Island here. And, oh, no, didn't get it. Okay. Oh, all right. All right, but Titusville barking by Merritt Island here. Titusville picked up a big win here, 17-14 over the Mustangs, and Titusville just kind of played it a little bit tough, but here Merritt Island had a lead in the third quarter, and about Looking at this here, Elijah Harvey ran for 2 yards and a touchdown to put the Terriers back in front, and Titusville kind of scored in the had the game sealed, but Merritt Island scored brought the game within 3 points with less than 3 minutes left to play, but Titusville holding on to the victory there. Hey, Mark Cannon, I see you in the chat there. Good evening to you as well. And appreciate you joining on and watching as well. And appreciate everybody here that is watching here on the Central Florida Blitz. And then we'll have the Gulf Coast Blitz coming up at 8:30 tonight here, again on special night here Wednesday. Usually we do this on Monday, but we will get back to that hopefully next week with the scheduling. But as we roll along Mainland, hey, you win. You take a victory wherever which way it comes. And how about this? 9-0 for the Mainland Buccaneers, your defending Class 3 state champions from 2023. And they got a victory at Palm Bay Heritage. And basically they get from what the Daytona Beach News Journal was saying, and looking at the notes and box scores from Max Preps, 9-0 was the score there. And it wasn't even, it was all 9 points came in the fourth quarter, a safety. And then Edward Williams got the touchdown with a 48-yard touchdown with 2 minutes left in the game. I mean, kind of interesting to say. That game could have been a 2-0 game and an actual full game played. I mean, we don't know if y'all know 2-0 is also the score that is reported when a forfeit happens. But we've already had one full game this season between Plantation and Miramar going back to week 1 where it was a 2-0 score, and no, that was not a forfeit. So that could have been interesting. That it could end up having the Mainland, but Mainland scores a touchdown and makes it the game 9-0. And yes, hey Josh, how has Mainland turned their season around? And honestly, Mark Hannon, your answer is going to be was going to be my answer. It's the defense right now that's basically holding them up. Let's talking about Mainland here for a moment here. That win actually jumped them up to number 7 in Class 5A Region 1. They jumped over Middleburg to get that number 7 spot, dropped Middleburg down to the 8th spot, as we talked about on the Drive the State show last night. Mainland now up to 6.053 on their rating. They got Bellevue this week. That should be an easy answer right there for Mainland to be able to take care of Bellevue. Bellevue is not even nowhere near in the next 2 out. It'll be interesting to watch how this goes. Matanzas, the other team that's in that district, they're 4-4. Their power rating is a minus 3.181. There's a big difference between Middleburg at 8, Matanzas 9, 4.150 to minus 3.181. That's actually a kind of a big gap right there, but let's see what happens because Middleburg's got Fleming Island this week. Mainland's got Bellevue. Let's see what happens. If Middleburg pulls the upset on Fleming Island, Middleburg could jump back up. If Mainland wins, that could make some things interesting there. But we'll see if how 5A Region 1 shapes up when it comes around next week. All right. Okay, time for a round of applause for John Wilkinson, Johnny Wilkinson, head coach there at New Smyrna Beach. Yes, that John Wilkinson, who also started his coaching career at Brooksville Central, head coaching career at Brooksville Central, went to Cocoa where he captured 4 state titles, including that 3 in a row from 2008 to 2010 and then again in 2016. And he has been at New Smyrna Beach ever since 2018. And now he gets his 200th coaching career victory, and puts him up in those ranks of those names of coaches that have won 200 plus games. And you can look at them, like guys like Rick Darlington or Earl Garcia over there at Hillsborough. You start getting up into the questions of the top tiers that have won 200 games more, like going back old school, Gene Cox. Now we're getting up there into the Corky Rogers and Bill Castles. So John Wilkinson cementing his name firmly in high school football coaching history in the Sunshine State. New Smyrna Beach 35-0 over Deltona. That's how John Wilkinson got his 200th career victory as a head coach. And interesting enough, how about this? They're going to be playing for a district title against Rockledge this week, and we will talk about it on the Pick 6 because that is going to be one of those games that we will talk about coming up here later on in the show. But New Smyrna Beach, Demarion Phillips paced for 51 rushing yards, and According to the Daytona Beach News Journal, Alex Johnson had a good game as well. And I mean, looking at it, Alex Johnson, how about this? Had a hand in all 5 scores, and he threw for 4 touchdowns. So Barracudas at New Smyrna Beach looking pretty doggone good this year over there in Volusia County. All right, a little Sunshine State Athletic Association talk here as the Masters Academy 41-14 over Mount Dora Christian, and sophomore Demarion Simmons ran for 5 touchdowns and over 300 yards rushing. And there you go. The Sunshine State Athletic Conference Association number 2 teams on 41-14 at home against Mount Dora Christian. And Mount Dora Christian now falls to 7-2. Masters Academy 7-1. Their only blemish was a loss to Jacksonville Providence, who is the number 1 team sitting there in their own rankings over in 1A Region 1. So not a bad loss there when in terms of the only loss on your record is against a really, really good, strong team that is also 7-1. So the Masters Academy looking pretty doggone good right now, maybe up for another SSA state championship here this season. All right, Bishop Moore 41-14 over Tavares, and you got to give it to the Hornets. And I mean, looking at it right here, how about this? Bonjour Jurgensen threw 3 touchdowns. Amari Johnson ran for 3 other touchdowns, and Bishop Moore now 7-1, and they are the District 3A6 champions here as we go into these final few weeks. Tavares sitting there on the outside looking in Class 3A Region 2. Bishop Moore, the number 2 team right now, but in that Region 3A Region 2, 18.569. O'Galley is just slightly ahead of them at 18.912. Tavares sitting at a 4.730, which actually would make them 9th in the region, but they are actually number 10 because of Crystal River taking that 8th spot, even though Crystal River is actually number 10. So that is with that thought right there. Bishop Moore looking pretty good and solid, but we'll see what happens next week. O'Galley's got that long road trip up to Lincoln, and we talked about that game last night on the North Florida Blitz. So O'Galley 8-0, Bishop Moore 7-1. We'll see what happens between for those 2 teams this week with the Week 10 games, and see if that those power rankings change before we get into Week 11. So we were going to do that, but we're going to take our first water break coming up here. Yes, indeed. It is time to get some water, and then we'll have another shot of Blitz lines, and then we'll take questions, answers, whatever you want. Put it in the chat. We'll talk to you. We're going to take the 2-minute water break. We'll be right back right after this on the Central Florida Blitz. All right, welcome back here to the Central Florida Blitz. I appreciate everybody joining us here as we roll along looking and recapping week 9 as we head into week number 10. It's hard to believe we are already there in terms of the season. We're already on this back half. Where is the season gone? Where is it gone? Please, someone tell me where the calendar is gone. I feel, as we were talking about it last night on the shows, it seems like we kind of feel a little cheated here in terms of the weeks going by so quickly for us here across the Sunshine State. All right, as it is, we're going to Blitz Lines Part 2 as we've got more headlines to go over. And how about this? About Lake Mary Rams, the Rams Evans with another huge win. Lake Mary 31-6 over the Trojans. Noah Grubbs, 13 of 23 passing for 179 yards and 3 touchdowns. And while 3 different receivers had receiving touchdowns for the Rams. And Justin Batillo had an interception for Lake Mary, while Luke Perhitio and Eli Straker led the team in total tackles with 6 each. And the one bright note for Evans, Nazir McMillan went 17 of 25 passing, 216 yards, and a touchdown in that loss. So that was the bright spot there for Evans in that 31-6 loss to Lake Mary. And Lake Mary now rolling along, and the Rams are sitting there at a comfortable, nice 6-2 record. District champs already. Their power rating right now to the FHA Power Maximum Power Rankings at 20.006, almost likely could concrete in a number 1 seed coming up here over the next couple of weeks. And as we roll along here, let's talk about the Osceola Cowboys. Yes, Osceola hands Apopka their 4th loss of the season, and wasn't a high-scoring affair. However, Osceola, how about this? Tavian Swint, 179 yards rushing on 16 carries, 2 touchdowns. But according to the Orlando Sentinel, the Blue Darters have not had a sub-500 season since 1998. In that year, they were 2-8 that year. So, the Blue Darters of Apopka flirting with a potential sub-500 season, and they have not been sub-500 again since 1998. And again, it's also very unusual to see that Apopka is in this position right now. We've never seen anything like this out of the Blue Darters in over several decades here. So it is really, really, really interesting. And but Osceola 14-6 winners. And Noli, hey, there you go, Noli. Good evening to you. Glad to see you. And you're saying go Cowboys. And boy, when the days of when Lakeland and Osceola were in the same district, always a showdown. But not so much right now having that showdown because they're not in the same district, not even the same classification now. So. Yes, I'm thinking, you missed it last night, Brian. Yeah, I know you're a go Hawthorne, but Hawthorne's in our North Florida Blitz. You missed us last night on that one, but definitely we'll throw that up there. But yeah, those Hawthorne Hornets looking pretty good after they beat ING Academy White last week. But as we roll along here, we were talking about O'Galley, and yes, O'Galley 43-0 over Palm Bay, and that secured them the District 388 state District 388. Try to say that very fast, tongue twisted. Class 3A District 8 championship, and the Commodores are 4-0 in their district games in that 5-team district, 43-0 over Palm Bay. And Joseph Allen still having a heck of a season as he threw 3 passing touchdowns in the first half and also had a rushing touchdown. And yes, the Commodores are 8-0 right now under head coach Chris Sands. They will play at Lincoln this coming week, and for the Commodores, they're going to have to play a really, really good game. Do not ignore Lincoln's 6-2 record. That is a very, very good 6-2 record. And yes, Lincoln waiting for the bated breath for O'Galley this week. Oh man, you're right, but O'Galley. Lincoln's going to give them a show, and it's not going to be an easy game for O'Galley to keep that undefeated record intact, and they're going to have to play some really, really good, solid football to be able to keep that record unblemished. But Lincoln is going to be a really, really tough team. But Emory Williams, maybe a pocket needs to bring Warren Sapp back. I wonder what he's currently thinking of his Blue Darters. Oh boy. Wow. Okay. Okay, Emery. That is very good. I like it. Yes, yes, very good. And Reno is saying, "Wow, wow, yes." And Reno's reminding four scores and 7 points. He's reminding me of his pick from last night with Lincoln, which we went with Lincoln on that one. Noli's like cold. Oh, Emery. Let's see. Do I have the laugh track? Here we go. Yeah. Yes. There you go. There's the laugh track right there. Okay, I think I am back. We just had a major glitch here. I don't know what happened. I'm not exactly sure what exactly happened. I'm trying to figure out what exactly happened, but kind of forgive me here. And yes, I don't exactly know what exactly happened. Everything just totally went kaput, and frustrating as it may be. Let's see, where were we at? Talking about Galley, I believe, is where we're at. Someone remind me here. uh yes. I'm sorry what happened. I some of the comments and some of the stuff I lost here. Okay, yeah, I lost some of the comments there. So some of all the comments that were before I got back on, I've lost all of those. So I cannot see what y'all said before all of that. But that's yes, just give me a second here to try to recenter this thing here. Okay. I don't know exactly what happened. It seemed the internet kicked out, and all of a sudden it screen locked up, and it just went locked up. Everything locked up on the computer, and I do not understand what happened or why it happened. And there's no rhyme or reason why it did that. But trying to figure, I'm trying to see what may have caused it to happen, but we'll figure it out that later. But anyways, back to O'Galley and Palm Bay. Oh dear. Didn't oh, I can check the comments later on, but apparently Noli must have froze me out because someone said winter was coming. So, great. Anyways, O'Galley 8-0. We're going to keep a check on that game this week between Lincoln and O'Galley, and keep an eye on that one there. And anyways, rolling along here as we roll along, we've got Orange City University slipping by Oviedo. That game was a 30-20 decision right there between the Titans and the Lions. And they were clinging to a 3-point lead with under 2 minutes remaining. And the Titans basically kind of just finally keep things in check. And there's no tired in football. We learned that last night. And only like the judge's PC is tired. Come on. Never a dull moment around here. I can say that for sure. Never a dull moment. All right. But yes, Orange City University now 7-1 on the season. Oviedo falls to 6-2, and in the process, I've tried to get the sheet back up from last with the playoff power rankings here as I pull that back up here because kind of that got closed out on me when the computer decided to freeze. But so that way I can go over what we got here for Orange City University 15.650 in their power rating, and that is in Class 7A Region 1, where Oviedo is the 6th ranked team right now at 10.291 in Class 6A Region 1. And if you got a question I may have missed, go ahead and type that back in. I'll get those comments and questions. I could go back on the YouTube channel or the other platforms and see what questions I might have missed. But in terms of what I can see here and be able to bring up on the chat side, which I'll talk about on the chat, I can be able to pull those up. Whatever you type in now. So whatever I see once everything reset, I'll be able to see again if you type that in. But actually, I want to see what happened there because I'm gonna have to get that fixed here with the background and box banner because it was we hit thing. It should be show number 10, and that was what was in the system. But somehow, when everything kind of reset itself, I lost everything for that. So we'll see what happens from there. But we'll update that here as we go along and get ready for the break here coming up in just a few minutes. But First Academy edging Seminole. How about this? First Academy 36, Seminole 25, and the Royals now 7-1 on the season. Seminole falls to 6-2, and Seminole basically again just kind of played it tight and towards the end, but the Royals had a 22-13 lead at halftime, and they let it slip away. But this Fighting Seminoles did have a 25-22 lead heading into the fourth quarter, but at the end of the day, First Academy rallied and got their way in that game. And Senior running back Dane Tompkins, 124 yards, 3 touchdowns on 16 carries, and there you go. Oh, there it goes. We're back to the normal screen that we should be back on there on that part. Anyways, rolling along here, we've got Edgewater walloping Dr. Phillips on the road. How about this? This was on our pick 6 last week, and I took Dr. Phillips thinking that they would win this game, but no, Edgewater just literally thumped them 44-18, and Edgewater scored 40 points in the game for a 4th straight time this season, and Dr. Phillips takes their first loss of the season, 6-1. Edgewater now 7-2, and Carter Emanuel threw 2 touchdowns, and the running backs Joshua Perry and Julian Prime both rushed for touchdowns as well. And Edgewater already a district champ in District 5A5. They are going to be off this coming week, Week 10. However, they got the Battle of the Barrel coming up in week number 11 against Boone. That'll be what I'm trying to think here. What year is it going to be for them? So the 70th. I'm trying to think here. I'll get back with that answer on what year for the Battle of the Barrel there between Edgewater and Boone, because I want to say it's. I'm trying to think of 2022 may have been the 70th. This may be the 72nd playing of that game. So yes, a long time rivalry game coming up in week 11 between Edgewater and Boone, but Edgewater probably going to be the heavy favorites in that game for that one. And then how about Jones turning back Lake Wells, sending them back on the road down I-4 to Polk County. Jones 7-0 on the season, 31-19 over Lake Wells, and that took the District 7 championship in Class 4A. So Class 4A District 7 champions in hand there for the Jones Tigers. And Duron Coleman 12-17 passing for 181 yards, and big night there for Duron Coleman helping lead his team to the district championship. And how about this? Jaquel Smith, 124 yards rushing and 3 touchdowns. And that was all she wrote there. Yes. Yes, Reno, you're absolutely right. Edgewater leads that series 46-19 too. We're going to the Battle of the Barrel. Mark, you know what? I'm not exactly sure what kind of barrel it is. I really don't know. I have to. That's a good question. I'll have to look that up. Yet I thought it was 1952 on that rivalry game. Yes, thank you, Reno, for looking that up. Yes, I thought it was 52. First, I thought it was 50, but interesting tidbit about those two schools. Edgewater was supposed to have been named Orlando North. Boone was supposed to have been named Orlando South, while when the school, the principal that was supposed to become the principal at Orlando South, William Boone, he passed away before the school opening, and that's why Boone is named Boone, and Edgewater took its name off of the street that it's on, and so instead of Orlando North and Orlando South, Edgewater, we have two schools. I don't know what's going. There we go. So, okay, this time I'm like, here we go again. But all right, so we're gonna take our second water break here. We're gonna come back and do it real quick, and then we're gonna do the fan question stuff, and we're gonna get into the pick 6 for week 10. Stay tuned. We'll be right back here on the Central Florida Blitz, right here on FloridaHSFootball.com. All right, welcome back here to the Central Florida Blitz here on FloorHSFootball.com. If you got a question, got a comment, got anything you want to share, just hit that comment box here. And if you want to participate in the pick six coming up here, you can just put your picks up in the box and we'll share them right here on the pick six coming up here in just a couple of moments here. And we definitely appreciate it, everybody joining us here on the show, and appreciate everybody doing what they're doing here. So let's go. This we're you know what? I'm ready. No, not again. Well, I don't know why the camera keeps flipping out, so I'm trying to figure out what is going on here. This is unusual. This I don't know if it's just a connection issue that's going on with the software, or if it's the camera itself. But we'll just thank you all for your patience here in case it does go out again. But we're going to do this. All right, let's roll along here with the pick six. You know the drill. Oh, are you all y'all ready? I see the comment. Oh, Rena, I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Thank you. All right, let's roll into this. Let's look at last week. Hey, Reno, you did pretty good. 4-2 last week, 5-1 for me here. And yes, not a bad week. Not a bad week on the Central Florida Blitz there on those picks. And 37-15 on the season, just a little over 71% on the results here on the season here. So not bad. 37-15. 3 claps and a Ric Flair. There you go. Yes, indeed. And Reno, are you ready? Yes, you're ready. I'm glad you're ready. Thank you. Let's roll along into our first pick here. Tohopekaliga, or we call it Toho for short, but it's Tohopekaliga. Say that real fast. And we've got them playing at Lake Nona. Toho is 4-3. Lake Nona 5-3. And on the line is the District 7A10 title. Okay, here's the deal. Here's the drill. A Toho win and a St. Cloud win over Harmony creates a 3-way tie. Lake takes the title. That would give Tohopekaliga their first history. So this is probably what I have created. And in my opinion, though, I have to take home field advantage and take Lake Nona to win the district title and move to 6-3 on the season. So that is where I'm going with. I'm going with the Lake Nona Lions. Honestly, and it really is going to be an interesting ball game because if Toho wins, like I said, they shred the scenario again. Toho wins and St. Cloud wins over Harmony. It creates a 3-way tie. Lake Nona takes the title with victory. If Toho wins with a Harmony win over St. Cloud, Toho takes the title home. But I think that will be all avoided. Lake Nona will just settle business right on the field and take care of the visiting Tigers. Yes, it's a battle of the Lions and the Tigers. There you go. And Reno, Mark Cannon's like he doesn't have a clue, which that's what I had a feeling I might stump some of y'all with this one. But Reno is going. Lake Nona will flood out the noise and flow on to the playoffs and not let any tie happen. And Nully is going with Toho, and I'll take the you'll take the Gaithers. Is that a reference to Lake Nona? I'm kind of confused there, Mark. Gotta help me here. All right. Okay. So we roll along into our second pick. Ocoee 5-3 at West Orange 7-1. 7A5 title on the line here. Simple situation. Toho. That's what you're taking, Mark. Okay. Appreciate that. All right. Well, interesting. We're kind of split down the line between that pick and the Toho and Lake Nona. All right, back to Ocoee, 5-3 at West Orange, 7-1. Again, on the line is your 7A5 title. West Orange, all it is simple. Win, baby, win. They take the title. If Ocoee wins, it's going to create a 3-way title between them, West Orange, and Apopka. What the way West Orange has been playing this year, I'm honestly telling you, it's going to be really. I don't think this is going to be a game that Ocoee can win. Ocoee will probably be in the mix of the playoffs, but West Orange has been pretty solid here. this season. And West Orange second in their region in Class 7A Region 2. And Ocoee ranked number 6, Apopka number 7. Now, again, Apopka beat Ocoee week 1 in that game, and that was a defensive struggle there. And but right now, West Orange has been rolling, and honestly, my take on this is that West Orange is going to roll here, and I'm taking West Orange in this game. All right, Reno is going with West Orange at home and will squeeze the juice out of Ocoee. Ooh, I like that. I like that clip. Mark Cannon is going West Orange as well. I'm kind of curious what Nolio's got on this pick, but we'll pop that pick up when Noli decides to pop it in. But we're gonna roll along here with the other picks as we roll along. Game number 3, Rockledge 5-2 at New Smyrna Beach 6-1. The District 4A6 title on the line. Winner takes the title. And Rockledge, they've been pretty good decently this year. New Smyrna Beach has been a total, looking really, really good. And finally, something that Johnny Wilkinson finally can say, hey, we're finally playing for that district title, that elusive district title that New Smyrna Beach has not been able to really clinch here in his time as the head coach there at New Smyrna Beach. But I honestly believe in my whole heart that this is actually going to be New Smyrna Beach's year, and I'm taking the Barracudas. I know some people are going to take Rockledge. It wouldn't be surprised me if Rockledge wins this game, okay? But I'm taking New Smyrna, and okay, so Noli's going to give me West Orange and New Smyrna Beach. Ooh, I like that. And Mark Cannon is going Rockledge on this one, and Reno, my guy Reno, he's going with New Smyrna Beach with the win with home field advantage. Yeah, right there at New Smyrna Beach Municipal Stadium, right by the airport there in NSB. So, well, got a more consensus for New Smyrna Beach on that game. All right, more than I thought it would be, but all right. All right, we're going to roll into the next game here. We have Oviedo at Evans, and we're going to start that music up again one more time here as we roll through this one. Oviedo 6-2 at Evans 5-3. What's on the line? The District 6A4 title. Winner takes the title. And, this one's interesting because part of me wants to go Oviedo, part of me wants to go Evans. And considering both teams are coming off a loss here, Evans more so a significant loss with Lake Mary, but Lake Mary is a very, very strong team versus what Oviedo had against Orange City University. But you know what? I am my gut says go Evans. I am going Evans this week for the win. And Mark Cannon agrees with me on Evans. However, Reno is going against the grain. Oviedo has had 2 losses this season. Evans has 3, but Evans with that bad loss will not be ready for what Oviedo brings. Oviedo wins. But my thing is to counter that, I think that loss to Lake Mary actually has Evans ready for Oviedo this week. So that is why I am rolling with the Evans Trojans to take that district title. All right, as we roll into our game number 5, this is where we get into District 7A2. I alluded to this earlier in the show. All right, we have Orange City University 7-1 at the land 4-3. This is a huge District 7A2 game with playoff positioning on the line. All right. This game, all right, there's Noli's pick right there. All right, Noli's going Oviedo, so we're kind of split there on the line here with those picks. All right, Orange City University 7-1, DeLand 4-3, District 7A2. Here we go. This game's not going to necessarily impact Orange City University if they drop it. All right, they're number 2 in their region. It won't necessarily hurt them with playoff positioning. That's my whole full-hearted belief. However, DeLand. With DeLand, this is what's interesting. Need to win. It's win or your playoff hopes could be in huge serious jeopardy. DeLand right now sitting at number 8 and Class 7A Region 1, their power rating 7.201. They already have a district loss. They already have a district loss to Spruce Creek. This is where I'm kind of wondering what DeLand is. I'm just not so sure about DeLand right this second. There was a lot of high expectations about the Bulldogs coming into the season. It's not totally lived up to the test. And Orange City University has been more than surprising and more than doing really well here. And honestly, I think Orange City University is going to roll into Spec Martin, and they're going to pick up a victory. So that is my opinion right there. And DeLand is going to need a lot of help for the playoffs if they lose this game. So, because even though DeLand is at 7.201, Boone's at 4.765, yes, there's about 3 points of separation there. But as I've seen, there's things that can make significant gains or significant drops in the playoff power rankings. And we have seen that time and time again when something updates each and every week. And honestly, I think it comes down to Orange City University, which in that situation, come week 12, would set up a huge showdown between Orange City University and Spruce Creek, or potentially that could be for the district title. But with that said, Mark Cannon is going with DeLand. Reno is going with Orange City University. And then Mark Cannon is like, Coach Darling, about DeLand ready. We hope so. But Noli is going University. So we are a split here on that one right now with that particular game. In the other District 7A2 game, Spruce Creek 5-2 at Flagler Palm Coast 6-1. So, and again, another huge 7A District 2 game. This game will not decide a district title, by the way. But if Spruce Creek wins, Orange City University wins game week 12, that will decide that district title in 7A2. So, with that said, Spruce Creek, they already have a big district win under their buckle, and that's against DeLand. Beat Flagler Palm Coast, and you got Orange City University. I honestly will say this. I think Spruce Creek, between those two teams, Spruce Creek has definitely played the much tougher schedule compared to what Flagler Palm Coast has played. Here we go. In my opinion, yes, Flagler Palm Coast rated 11.698, Spruce Creek 10.228. I think that's a little skewed there in that situation. In with my pick, I am going Spruce Creek to take a 2-0 lead in the district, and that would set up that huge showdown in week 12 to make up for what was not played in week 8. So, with that said, I am going Spruce Creek here with my pick, and it looks like Flagler Palm Beach. You mean Flagler Palm Coast, but yes, Flagler Palm Beach serves to the win to continue. There you go. I like that, though. Slow your roll. Yes. Okay. I'll slow my roll, Reno. All right. Mark Cannon is going Spruce Creek. Noli is going Spruce Creek. So, interesting. 3 for Spruce Creek, 1 for Flagler Palm Coast. All right. I like it. We'll see what happens here. We will see what happens here in terms of the picks here. And we'll go from there and see how this all plays out here. All right. That was the pick 6 for week number 10. Hard to believe. We're at week 10 already. But we got one more show coming up here. After this, we got the Gulf Coast Blitz here. And then we're going to wrap it up for the night and for the week going into this week number 10. So appreciate it, Reno. Woo! Yes. Oh, yes. Mark Cannon, definitely. We will be talking about that game in the pick 6 on the next show. So you'll have a chance to talk about that one. Going to Osceola at Lake Wales Friday night. That will be a good game, and that is on the pick 6 in the Gulf Coast Blitz. So, yes, indeed. All right. As we close this up, I appreciate everybody watching us here, and we'll get ready for the Gulf Coast Blitz here coming up here in just a few minutes around 8:30. So, appreciate everybody watching. Appreciate you. We'll be back on the Monday night here on the Central Florida Blitz next week, next Monday night in the 7:30 to 8:15 time slot. Until then, have a good night. We'll see you next on the Gulf Coast Blitz up here at 8:30. Appreciate it.